Hello there, and welcome to 3Spoonies. We're your hosts, Karen, Jo, and Claire. This is episode number 48.5, and we're discussing the impact of a late diagnosis. Let's get in some questions.
Are you drowning in admin? Struggling to keep up with emails, invoices, social media, or the endless to-do list that comes with running a business? Then it's time to call in Vicky Admin Fairy, an award-winning virtual assistant who brings order to admin chaos. Vicky works with all entrepreneurs, regardless of their background or abilities, to take care of the time-consuming tasks that slow you down. Whether it's managing emails, sorting financial admin, handling social media, chasing late payments, the list is endless. She saves business owners hours every week, reducing stress and ensuring everything runs smoothly. With 25 years of experience, a flexible, client-focused approach, and a reputation for going above and beyond, Vicky adapts to your needs, making your business more efficient so you can focus on what you do best. And the best part? You'll have more free time to grow your business, boost profits, or just enjoy life without admin headaches. Want to free up your time and get your business running more smoothly? Visit www.vickyadminfairy.co.uk or email hello@vickyadminfairy.co.uk to find out how Vicky can help you.
Hello, I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
I'm Jo from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
I'm Claire, I'm in between businesses and I'm just here to share the personal side of being a spoonie.
And together we are 3Spoonies navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. So we are once again joined by the lovely Sarah Fish. Thank you for being here again, Sarah, and hello.
Hello.
So for anyone who wasn't here last week or has had an upsetting week since and can't remember, please do tell us a little bit more about you and what you do.
Okay, so I'm an advanced hypnotherapist and life coach, and I help people who are anxious more than anything and very stressed to basically start loving being themselves and to embrace life. And I do this online and one-to-one in person.
Worthy cause indeed. Well, it's lovely to have you here again. I'm just going to pass over to Claire for the community questions. Whoosh!
Catching the whoosh. Thank you. So I have a few questions for you from our community. The first one is from Becky, and she says, I was previously diagnosed with a few conditions. I've just found out that I have something else entirely and have been doing the wrong things for the condition I actually do have. And lots have become habits. How do I develop the right habits quickly?
Okay, so I suppose it really does depend on what the condition is. And I guess the first thing I would say is that I would never change habits based upon what a condition says you should feel. Like you should be changing your habits based on what you're personally struggling with. So if the habits that you've got are working for you, it doesn't matter that your condition's any different because they're working for you. But what I would say is if there's some that you really know are not, have a think about which ones they are and pick the biggest one first to address. I think that your brain obviously takes a while to let go of one habit and start a new one. The easiest way to start a new habit is to habit stack. You've probably heard of habit stacking, where you take a new habit and you stack it onto something you're already doing. So if it's something like, if you were taking tablets, you might take them when you brush your teeth so that they're next to your toothbrush and you won't forget, that kind of thing. So I would definitely say, listen to your body, but ultimately change the one that needs changing first and keep doing it consistently for a month before you move to the next one, because you need to give your brain a chance to adapt to this new habit. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Perfect. Our next question is from Max, and he says, I presume it's him actually. They say, I am still waiting for a diagnosis. I'm pretty sure that I have it. Is it okay to tell people before I'm properly diagnosed?
I think it is, but this is debatable. I follow a lot of people on LinkedIn, and some people aren't keen on non-diagnosed people saying these things. I used to say, well, I think I have ADHD. I used to just say that. I used to say I'm not diagnosed, but I think that I do. And I think that I will discover that one day. What I would say is that you don't really have to talk about the exact condition. What you can talk about is the individual characteristics that maybe you struggle with. So you could say something like, I just need to let you know that I might be interrupting you. And I don't mean to offend you at all, but the way that I think is very fast. And sometimes I forget what I'm going to say. And so I need to just jump in there whenever I can. And so you're not saying I've got ADHD, but you're saying this is something that, I'd like you to pay attention to that might be helpful for our communication.
Like that. And some people, that's how people learn as well, that they might have a diagnosis, because it's like by talking to others. And I know we've had it on here and we talked about it last week, like you hear people describing things and like, oh yeah, that definitely sounds like me. It's also a good learning curve.
Yeah.
And our next question is from Abby, and she says, I've been recently diagnosed with a condition and I'm seeing lots of rubbish about it on TikTok and other channels. Do we have a responsibility to spread accurate information, or should people be more careful what they are watching?
Both, yes.
As I was reading it, I'm just like,
yeah,
oh.
this is not an either or thing. I think what we have to pay attention to, because obviously part of me starting to realize that I was different as well was seeing a lot more reels that are on social media. But you have to remember that a lot of people that do the reels are doing it from their truth, from their experience of a condition. And we're not all exactly the same. So although you might think that's a load of rubbish, that might be how it feels for them, and they might think that that's down to their condition, even if it isn't. So there are people that aren't necessarily meaning to put rubbish out there. They're just telling people how they feel and how they live. But there are also going to be people out there that are also putting stuff out there just to get clicks. And so, yeah, I think really people have got to be more careful what they're watching. I personally am very strict on what I allow myself to see. I honestly do not watch news. I'm not interested in politics. I'm not interested in if it's not here, if it's not right here, right now, and there's nothing I can physically do about it, then I don't think it's very helpful for us, for our mental health, to be sucking in all this information that's coming from elsewhere that's false. So I think definitely limiting what you see and being careful that if you do watch it, don't react to it, because the more you react, the more that you'll see the same kind of stuff coming up, because that's the way the algorithms work.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I used to watch the news every day when I was younger. And then it was at the start of lockdown. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. There's too much doom and gloom out there in the world. And like you said, it's like, what can I actually change what I'm seeing? And it's like the only thing I can do is change what I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't watch it now unless there's something that I really want to know about. And normally I'll come to Karen because she's really clued up on everything and be like, Karen, do I need to know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the type of person who enjoys doom scrolling.
Okay. Well,
On
that's fine as
Twitter.
long as it's working out for you mentally. That's great.
That's how I fall asleep at night. It makes me sleepy. I just sit and doom scroll on Twitter, see what crap's going on in the world.
See how messed up the world is and be like, oh, this put me to sleep.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. For some people, it won't put them to sleep, though. It'll do the
No.
opposite and give them nightmares. And so it just depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, there was a study I did. It was for an app, and if you could set an amount of time for doom scrolling, and after that, there were various things it would try. Like it would put blobs across it, so it made it harder to read, and it made you kind of go, "Oh yeah, maybe I've been on this a bit too long." Or there was another app when, do you remember Invader Zim? And there was this robot girl that would sing the Doom song. So after a certain if you doom scroll for too long, it could start going doom 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 doom.
See, I'm the kind of person, I
That's
would just sing
brilliant.
along with it as I'm doing
I
something.
would as well. Yeah, I would. Yeah, you can set timers actually. I've got timers set on my phone's
I
got
ignore them.
well-being controls, and it actually turns the app off and makes it go grey, and you can't click on it.
No, I wouldn't do that. But I'd be like, how do I turn this off? And I'd
But
just
the
carry
problem
on.
is if you are sharing things for your business and you're in the middle of a post, it's really annoying. So I do have to keep going in and adjusting it and adjusting it.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think it's a bit of both with that, because there is so much out there that is really interesting to see it from someone else's perspective on how they cope with a condition and
Yeah.
how it affects them. And then there's others you're just like, it's actually, no, I'm not going to go on a tangent because we'll be here for hours otherwise. But yeah, there's some that you look at and you're just like, really? Okay. And
Between information and education and just whining constantly.
Mm.
A whine's okay, but if that's all you're getting,
Yeah. And that's
sorry,
the
I'm
thing,
going off on my tangent.
every one of us, if we went into our phones now, would see entirely different things.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating too, because you're not all getting the same information.
No. I'm going to go off my tangent, sod it. It's the
go for
ones
it.
where you see posts and it's like, do you have this condition? Take this, it will cure it.
Oh, can't be
And
dealing
I'm
with that.
like, I want to drag them through my phone and slap them and be like, can you see some sense? Like,
Mhm.
because it drives me mad. You know,
Yeah.
spending whatever amount on this thing isn't going to cure what you have. It might for some people, and I very much believe it's like a placebo effect. You're thinking it so much that you
Yeah.
think you're feeling a bit better. But that's a whole other conversation that can be off on a tangent.
The placebo effect is real, but if,
Yeah,
if,
it is
if
very much
someone
so.
knew something cured whatever you've got, that would be the standard of care.
You know,
It would be. And the thing is it's the same as what we were saying before, is there's no one thing. Everybody needs a different mixture, a different cocktail of different kinds of medication and therapy and lifestyle to help them, because we're all unique and we're all entirely different. There's no point comparing.
Mm.
no.
And also, if that one berry or whatever actually did cure all these conditions, Big Pharma would be all over that.
Well,
Yeah,
they'd be all over shutting it down because they want to make money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be using it to make the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, that is all of our questions. Before we go off on any more tangents, then we're here for hours. I'm going to whoosh back to Karen.
So thank you for joining us again, Sarah. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about, plug, or a best way for people to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can get in touch with me. You can find me on Facebook, Focus Coaching Hypnotherapy. I'm also on Instagram, focus_Sarahfish. I'm on LinkedIn, and you can go to my website, focuscoachinghypnotherapy.co.uk, to find out about my one-to-one and membership.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And all of that will be in the show notes, wherever they are in the particular platform that you are using to listen to, watch, or a combination of the two, us at this very moment. It's around there somewhere. It's all good. So thank you for joining us for 3Spoonies on the impact of late diagnosis community questions. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments and any questions you have. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe for our weekly podcast and leave us a review. You can also buy us a coffee if you like what we do, or a bubble tea, depending on the season and which you prefer. Links, as we said, will be in the show notes. We'll see you next week for our next topic and indeed our next season. And we will be beginning with creating a flexible schedule that works. Have a great day and keep track of your spoons. And I'm just going to sing the outro so that you can have some music. It's not our regular one, but this is going to get cut out anyway. How many creatures find their home in an English country garden? I'll tell you now of some I know, and those I miss, I hope you'll pardon. Wild haggis and wombles true. Cryptids all will wave to you. Nessie likes surfish supper for two. There are hobbits and things out on the moors in an English cryptid garden.